Hello, 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 beloved souls. It's Divine Feminine Friday. What is going on? Happy February, everyone. I missed you guys so much. Can you tell? Um, it's February. We had a huge portal open up last week with the 2-2 gateway. We had a powerful full moon in Leo, and I definitely wanted to tap in and see what those energies meant for the Divine Feminine Collective. Um, I missed you guys so much. But I just wanted to tap in, say hello, see what the energies are, feel it out for everybody. There's been a lot of healing going on, especially with the divine masculine energy. And that's really balancing out, right? The masculine and feminine energies within ourselves, obviously coming into balance. 2022 started with us healing the divine feminine energies, and then we ended 2022 with healing the divine masculine energies. So there was a lot of healing the divine feminine of her, getting her power back, her voice back, her strength back, remembering her worth and value in this world, right? Because so long the feminine energy was kind of like second place, and we had that activation. Mother Mary was coming through, Kuan Yin, Mary Magdalene, reactivating our divine feminine energies and being like, you are not less than, you are equal. You know, you're two parts of one whole. Like God split itself in two and made a masculine and feminine energy. There's nothing less than about you. So we had a lot of that healing. And then divine masculine energies, just healing that distortion, right? Where the power was kind of like out of balance, and the toxic and karmic patterns of some of the feminine energies that they had to like heal through. You know, if you watch my divine masculine video that I did on Monday, you'll, hear me talk more about that, right? Just how a lot of toxic, unhealed, karmic, feminine energy has been projected onto the divine masculine energy, and thus how the divine masculine has been showing up in this world and then kind of reflecting that back or projecting that back, and just how those distortions are kind of playing out. So there's been a lot of healing going on, a lot of inner work happening. And then we had that beautiful full moon in Leo, right? Fire, passion, strength, courage under the spotlight, on the red carpet, things being seen, right? And things are being brought up for us to have an awareness of them. And Leo is here with the courage and the strength and the power to be like, you have the power and the fortitude to get this done. Like, you're seeing it right now. Don't shy away from it. Take your head from out under the stand. No longer hiding in the dark. We're cutting all the motherfucking lights on. We're gonna see the shit. We're gonna clean it up, and we're gonna get it done. So a lot of healing going on, a lot of transformations, a lot of just blessings coming in. Um, in the pre-shuffle, sorry, my hair all of a sudden it's just like attacking me. In the pre-shuffle, I had Mary Magdalene, Isis, and Queen Esther show up, which are really three powerful feminine energies, right? Mary Magdalene is the divine feminine energy that's been pushing us forward, right? To reactivate the divine feminine in this collective. She is the twin flame of Yeshua. She's the apostle to the apostles, right? Known as like the 13th apostle. Isis, of course, goddess Isis coming through, who Mary Magdalene studied and learned a lot of what she was taught. So did Yeshua and Mother Mary, in the temples of Isis, right? And how to use their own innate powers and connect to their own sovereignty. And then Queen Esther, who speaks very much to my heart, because one of my favorite quotes in the Bible is like, maybe you were chosen for such a time as this, right? And so just felt like that was a huge message for all of you, right? It's like, you're here right now, my beautiful divine feminines, for such a time as this, to activate your healing, to activate your powers, to activate your talents and your skills once again, to reclaim your space on this earth, to remember how worthy and deserving and loved you are. And you incarnated, right? You chose to be here right now on this planet, knowing everything that was that was going to kind of go down, knowing the energies, knowing the influxes of the things that were happening for such a time as this, right? So just not missing that point and being very much aware. Okay. So anyway, let's pull some cards. Divine Feminine Oracle as always. We're also going to pull some cards from Earth Magic, because we have that powerful, powerful full moon. And I just want to see what those energies we're bringing in for the Divine Feminine Collective. So thank you, angels. Thank you, guys, for being here with me in the Divine Feminine Collective right now. What do they need to know? What do they need to see on this fabulous Friday? I'm liking what I'm seeing so far. I'm with it. I'm with it. Woo, I'm liking what I'm seeing. So, oh my gosh, oh my gosh. I'm covered in angel bombs right now. I doubt you guys can see it on the camera, but my whole body just got the chills. Bottom of the deck, we got Sarah La Kali. Who is this? The daughter of Yeshua and Mary Magdalene. Right? How dope is it that she's coming out? Queen of the Outsiders. I have arrived. I am where I will always be. I am where I will always be in love, right? So you are love incarnate, my beautiful divine feminines, right? You're the flesh and blood embodiment of love. This is who you are at a soul level. And I love that Sarah La Kali is coming out to just show, like, just allow yourself to feel and be and breathe and act and move through your heart space, right? Our high heart is where our soul resides. So we want to get out of the egoic mind, we want to get into our hearts, and we want to allow that love to carry us forward and to trust the process that we're on. Ugh, that's a delicious energy. The first card that I saw pop out though was Inanna. All right, the queen of heaven and earth. I have nothing to hide. I see and accept all that I am. Who are you at a soul level? And are you proud of yourself? Do you love yourself, right? We so often want to ignore, push away, hide, have this shame and condemnation over the parts of ourselves that we don't feel are worthy or deserving, right? But you need to always remember that in the eyes of the divine, you are perfect, right? You are perfect in your imperfections. There's no part of you that Mother, Father, God does not love. You may not love those parts of yourself because you might have received judgments and criticisms from other human beings that, aren't fully in love with themselves either. But that has nothing to do with your relationship with the divine, right? You'll see here she's completely naked, just standing in her glory, being who she is, right? And so maybe as a divine feminine, maybe you need to stand in front of the mirror, right? Go in your bathroom or bedroom if you have some privacy and just stand in front of the mirror and just love on yourself, right? Your nipples, your belly button, your shoulders, the cleft of your chin, your freaking nostrils, like whatever it is that you're looking at yourself, and just see yourself for who you are and accept yourself for who you are. Right. And if there are some things that you're not thrilled with, then you can make adjustments, but that's not because you're judging or condemning yourself. But we always just want to be the best version of ourselves, right? You just want to be the best version of yourself. I recently relocated and we were walking around and my daughter's like, I was like, oh my God, all the weight that I just gained over the, past few months, I feel like I'm just losing it now from just like all the hustle and bustle that I'm doing. And my daughter's like, oh yeah, and then like maybe you'll get a boyfriend. I was like, fuck do I need a boyfriend for, right? I just thought it was so funny, and I was like, trust me, I don't need to lose weight to get a boyfriend. Like, I'm good. Like if I'm doing this, it's because this is what I want to do. This is how I like my body to look, how I like my body to feel. There was one point in my life where I had like gained a lot of weight and that just doesn't sit well for me. I'm just not a person that's gonna be big. Like I had problems breathing. I just didn't feel comfortable in my skin, right? And so I just moved the way that I need to move and I'm happy with my body for me. Always for me. And then that's reflected back out, right? People feel your confidence and the love that you have for yourself always just energetically, right? It has nothing to do with necessarily how your physical form shows up, right? Especially if you're like a female, right? A divine feminine female, right? It's like maybe you're looking at the rolls in your stomach or your side and you're feeling some kind of way. It's like I promise you, when you're getting bent over or in the dark, they're not worried about all the rolls, right? Sometimes it's more pushing for the pushing, like more cushion for the pushing, right? All the things. So anyway, side note, but that's another message for you, cracking me up. All right, we have a lot of messages here. Oh my God, Queen Esther came back out. I did not even see that. The Morning Star. So again, Divine Feminines, you are here for such a time as this. It's so awesome. My egoic mind, right, is in service of my soul. My soul is where my heart resides. And I trust my soul's divine timing. All right. The mind is a servant of the soul, not vice versa, right? And so when we realize that and we allow our soul to lead forward and we give dictates to our egoic mind, because the egoic mind is good. Like it does get a bad rep from us because it's kind of like, oh, it will keep you stagnant and stuck, but it will also protect you, right? Your egoic mind is like the difference when you fall down and staying laid down, or egoic mind is like, I'm going to get back up. Like people aren't going to keep me down. That's when we know the egoic mind is working for us, right? But when the egoic mind is telling you you're not qualified, you're not dignified, you're not good enough, you're not smart enough, you're not talented enough, you're not beautiful enough, you're not handsome enough, that's when we need to be like, have a seat on my shoulder, zip it up, and you're allowed to watch and observe, but not comment. Okay. Queen Esther. Make sure I get it all correct. But there was a king, I can't forget the names. I'm not good with that. Don't judge me. That was looking for like a new bride. And her uncle worked for this king. And so he knew like the ins and outs and kind of exactly like what this king would be looking for, right? And so she, being of like the Jewish people, was kind of like a little nervous, but she was obedient, listened to her uncle, and come to find out he did all the right things. She did all the right things. She got chosen to be one of the king's wives, and he kind of favored her. And then one of the other people that worked for this king, right, hated the Jewish people and hated her uncle and was doing everything in his power to try to get them all killed, right? But being very manipulative with the king. And the king's like, yo, that's, he got my best interest at heart. Maybe he is right. And so the uncle went to Esther and was like, listen, you need to holler at your husband, basically, and let him know what's really good, right? And she's like, what if he tries to kill me, whatever? And he's like, if you don't say anything, everybody's basically gonna die, right? Like maybe the reason you were given this position, maybe the reason that you were chosen is for such a time as this, right? To be the voice, to be the savior, to be the conduit. So again, because she was very obedient, although she was scared, and she was like, listen, live or die, let me just do it. But if I don't say anything, everybody else is going to die, right? And so, again, she was chosen for such a time as this. She said something, she put it out there, she planted the seed, she risked her life to open her mouth and to speak her truth and ended up saving all of those lives in the end. Okay? So just know that sometimes you need to speak up, right? Sometimes it's going to be you. I'm saying 12:21 on the clock. Sometimes it's going to be you that's going to be the voice of change, that's going to be the activator, that's going to be the healing, that needs to be the voice of reason, right? Needs to ring the gong in the room, right? So that people are aware. Sometimes you're going to be the one that needs to cut on the light and let people see things for exactly what they are. And it may not always be nice, right? Especially during this tumultuous time that we're dealing with on the planet. A lot of the things that are being shown in the light are because they were kind of like the tried and true and the norm for so long in the darkness. But now we're cutting on the light so everybody can see, like, hey, this is what you consider normal. This is what you consider tried and true. This fucked up, distorted behaviors and patterns and traditions and livelihoods and imbalances are what we've been dealing with, right? And now that people have awareness of it, it's like, whoa, but if you do better when you know better, but if you don't know any better, you just kind of like deal with it, right? And so now all the lights are starting to be cut on across the planet, across the globe. Why? So that people can start to see things. And those that were benefiting from the darkness, those that were benefiting from the distortion and the imbalances, right, are kind of trying to come behind us and cut off all the lights, right? And be like, no, 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 no. Like it's like the magician, right? It's like, oh, look at this shiny thing, right? Don't pay any attention to what's going on back here, right? It's like, oh, just be distracted, be distracted, be distracted. And now people are starting to ignore the distractions and being like, what's that going on back there? Like, move the curtain. It's like Wizard of Oz, kind of vibes. It's like we're moving the curtain back. We're seeing the the illusion for what it is, and now the truth is starting to come out. And many of you, my beautiful divine feminines, are going to be the voice of those changes, right? You're going to be the activators. Some of you, if you're I'm not even going to say females, but some of you are the parents of children that are going to be world changers as well, right? Some of you have already given birth to these beautiful beings. Some of you are the world changers, right? Working, doing your thing in alternative ways, right? And I know many of you have been dealing with kind of like this separation or kind of like isolation from those that you have loved or held dear most of your life because they're not okay with the changes that you're making, right? And I know that that can be very challenging, right? You feel very isolated when you're on this path, but understand that if you were chosen for such a time as this, if they're not ready now, they will be at some later point, or you'll see them next lifetime, right? How many of our world leaders and people that we talk about still to this day were doing the things that they needed to do and weren't honored or respected or loved or valued for what they were doing during their lifetime, but we're still talking about them to this day, right? Yeshua, in and of himself, right, said a prophet is not heard in his own home, right? Jesus went around and did miracles for thousands and thousands of people, but back in his hometown, he was just a carpenter's son. You know what I'm saying? So don't don't sleep on yourself. That's all I'm saying. All right. Okay, I'm freaking out. There's so much coming through right now. Oh my God. All right. We're going to start here. Lalita, the red goddess. Playfulness is a spiritual power. Laughter leads me back to the light. So have some fun, my beautiful divine feminines. Okay. Don't forget to have fun in all of this. Like, joy is one of the most high vibrational energies that we have on this planet. So find some things to be joyful about. Find some good in your day. Find something you can laugh at, right? Um, very often if I'm having like a challenging day, I'll go on like YouTube and find like a stand-up comedy that might be like maybe 10, 15 minutes long, right? Just so I can change up that energy, just so I can shift out of that low vibrational energy, raise my vibration up before I go to sleep, right? Because I want to kind of keep my vibration high as I'm going to sleep so I wake up still with kind of like that vibrational energy going on, right? Making one of the last things I remember be something that brought joy to my heart. So it's one of the first things I think about when I wake up. So just remember to have some fun on this path, okay? Some of my girls are coming out. Catherine Laborde, the patroness of miraculous healing. I am ready to heal. I am worthy of the miracles meant for me. You are worthy. You are deserving. You are loved. You are valuable. You are needed. Okay. And so this is not only remembering, this is knowing, innately knowing that our prayers are healing conduits for people, right? Like sometimes when a person says pray for me, and I know people that will be like, oh, I'll pray for you that don't even pray. But our prayers really mean something, and they activate and they help and they add our energy to other people's energies, right? Where two or more are gathered, so shall he be. Right. So you just want to remember that that energy is there for you. And don't forget to pray for yourself as you also pray for others. What many people don't know is that when we say a prayer, right, it's coming through our four bodies first before it goes out to whoever we're sending it out to. And then the things we put out in the universe come back to us three times, right? And so as you're praying for someone's healing, for someone's abundance, for someone's stability, for someone's safety, right, that energy is also coming through you. And so you're also praying and giving that energy to yourself. Works with prayers and manifestations as well as when we're sending curses to people, right? If you're wishing bad upon someone, talking shit about someone, sending negative energy to someone, guess who got it first? You just gave it to yourself first, right? Is that really an energy you want to put out into the universe? Focus on that, right? So I am ready to heal. Like put that energy out to the universe. I'm ready to heal. I'm ready to love. I am open to my abundance. I'm ready to receive. I'm open to receive. I am worthy. I am deserving, right? I am two of the most powerful words you can say in the universe. Because whatever you say after that becomes your reality. So what are you speaking over yourself? And if it's not something that's going to bring you joy, bring you love, bring you abundance, bring you wealth, bring you prosperity, bring you peace, bring you balance, bring you harmony, it's time to change that conversation. Okay. And you have the power. All right. Yeshua wasn't the only one given the powers to create miracles on this earth. He was just more tapped into it. Okay. My motherfucking girl came right back for us. I love it. Mary Magdalene, the apostle to the apostles. I am the bridge between heaven and earth. I am fully human and fully divine, right? So this is knowing my beautiful divine feminines, right? You're that bridge. You're the connection, the heaven and the earth below, right? You are the connection. I love the fact that she's holding the red egg. She was trying to explain, I think, to Caesar at the time, how our light is within, right? Things start within before they go out. As within, so without. And so, but she's a female and they were just like dismissing her. It's like, yeah, that's so dumb. Like, that's no more true than that egg can turn red. And what happened? The egg turned red in her hand, right? It was like, mic drop. So, just a reminder one, that you have that same power within you, right? To change the color of an egg. It's just through our belief, it's just through our power of manifestations, it's just knowing your own innate power. All of our energies are connected, right? All the sentient beings, all of our energies are connected, right? Yeshua walking through walls and walking through doors wasn't some big freaking magic trick. It's because he understood energy and vibration, right? And he gave all of that energy, all those teachings, and to who? To his boo, right? They sat up and talked. They were like the most divine, dope twin flame couple. You know what I mean? Divine masculine, divine feminine, right? That his apostles said that he would often kiss her on the mouth, right? She was one of his favorites, yeah. And when he passed away, guess who was the first one to see him? Boom. Guess who he spoke to? Boom. Guess who was giving all the secrets to? Boom, right? So don't sleep on yourselves, divine feminines. Know your worthiness. And then we have the cosmic egg. I'm just loving this for you. I'm loving this for you. The divine feminine. Like I love when you show up in your own reading. I just have to say that. I hold the universe within in me, as within, so without. It's so delicious. I am the force of an ever expanding love. I am the force of an ever expanding love. Like, what is going on within you is going to start to reflect what's happening outside of you, right? Without you. So, what are you working on in here to make out here better, to make it dope for yourself? Right? Really start to change those conversations, change those dynamics. And if things are good, add to it and just make it a little bit more delicious. You know what I'm saying? Put a little ground pepper on that seasoning. You know what I'm saying? I love this for you. And then, oh my gosh. Come on, divine feminines. Come on, Lakshmi, the goddess of abundance, coming here for you. I just saw 2020 on the clock. I choose to feel abundant. Wealth is what? An inside job. How many more times are we going to talk about what's going on within? So I feel like for some of you, you need to just recognize, like, look, let me change what's going on. Like, if you want to change your outer world, start by changing your inner world. 80% of the work that you need to do is all inside. 20% will be actionable steps. The first 80% has to be your mindset, has to be your energy, has to be how you feel about yourself, has to be your vibration. There's a reason Lalita came out with spiritual power, right? Laughter is one of my greatest spiritual powers. Sarah La Kali coming out with love, right? Love and laughter are going to lead you far, right? How can you feel great? How can you be high vibrational? What are you focusing on? I love to sit down at night and just deliciously kind of like tap into what I want to happen in the next couple of days, or what I need to go on tomorrow. How's it going to feel? What's my next week look like? Oh, these are the things that I know I'm going to get done in an upcoming week. And then I just tap into that energy and I just kind of like sit with it. And I'll go to sleep with that energy after I've given it to my team of light. Like, all right, guys, this is what we're working on. Like, these are the things that need to be done. Thank you for helping me get it done. I'm looking forward to tomorrow. Today was a great day. Tomorrow's going to be an even better one. And I just let it happen. And I've been having a lot of miracles, a lot of dreams coming true in my world. And I've been seeing it happen to a lot of people around me as well. So you have that ability, you have that capability. Don't sleep on yourself. Okay? I love it. I love it. Checking the time. I gotta get my baby soon. Gotta get my baby soon. All right. Gaia. You're supposed to be like, Gaia, what message do you have for the divine feminines? Nurture yourself, love yourself, self-care, take a bath, take a walk, go get your nails done, eat some high vibrational food. For some of you, you may need to start food testing your foods to see if it's actually benefiting you. There are things that we grew up on eating that brought us comfort. But just because it brought you comfort doesn't mean it's the right thing for you. Okay. Side notes. Bottom of the deck, fire, passion, amazing, coming out with that Leo energy, right? We just had that full moon in Leo. So it brought strength, courage, passion, fortitude to you, right? To help you get these things going, to help you to face your fears and to conquer your demons and to live your best life, right? Burn down the shit that's not working. Fire it up. Fire it up, right? Fires are there. They purify. They burn away the things that are no longer serving us. And that's a great thing. I'm a fire sign, so I love when I see some fire energy. It gets me hyped. All right. Oh, with that fire energy, we got some water energy coming out with the tsunami. Wake up call. Let that Leo full moon bring you a motherfucking wake up call. For a lot of you, you saw some things or you heard some things or you're dealing with some things that don't feel so great. I get it. But guess what? It woke you up, it's activating you, and now you get to burn away all the stuff that's no longer serving you so that you can move forward, right? We get the fire burning things away, we get the water purifying, cleansing that energy out. And there's just a lot of healing left over. So don't get scared by the tsunamis in your life, right? Embrace them and know that you're grounded and centered and use them to nurture yourself. Like I said, some of you may need to just take a bath. Childhood innocence coming out. Rekindling your innocence. How can you play more? How can you have some more fun? How can you heal your inner child, right? Laughter is a spiritual superpower. Come back to it, right? What did they say? Children will have the easiest time getting to heaven. Why? Because they have that high vibrational energy. They imagine and create. They know their power manifestations. You ever see a child like they're in the middle of a game and they're so into it, nothing can disturb them? Like, you cannot tell them that they're not a pirate. You cannot tell them that they're not a police officer or a cowboy or a cowgirl or whatever. You know what I'm saying? It's like, get into that energy, really feel into that energy. And this is about the things that you're manifesting in your life, right? Really feel into that energy and enjoy it like a kid would enjoy it. Play with it like a child would play with it, and allow it to bring you more healing, more water energy coming in for healing our emotions. Brilliant. Terminal equinox, shout out to me, with release, right? We got that fire coming in, burning shit away, tsunami coming in, washing everything away. We're releasing the things that are no longer serving us, the things that are not serving our highest and greatest good. It's time to let go of the traditions that aren't serving you, the distorted belief patterns that are not serving you, the judgments, the criticisms, the condemnations, even the people in your life that are not like no longer serving your highest and greatest good, right? Be surprised how many people pretend to love but are actually just stuck in their own cycles of distortion, right? But they like the lie that they're living, right? I would say the life that they're living, but they like the lie that they're living, right? And so it's time to kind of walk away from those things and be okay with it. We also see here the colors of our lower three chakras, right? The root chakra is red, the sacral chakra is orange, the solar plexus is yellow. So a lot of healing going on into those areas as well for you, right? We need to get those first three chakras in order and grounded and stabilized and activated and online in order to have the strong foundation we need to rise higher. Okay. Oh, again, sorry, they're just pointing this out. So you see light coming in here. You have light coming in here. So, for many of you, you've been getting these different activations and light codes when you're out in the sunlight, right? So really try to be in the sun, especially during sunrise and sunset. That'll really help activate you and open up your third eyes. Okay. And we have the desert vision quest. So some of you may be drawn to some of the more spiritual sites, right? I said this, I think, in the Woke Wednesday reading. Um, but for some of you, I feel like for some of you, it feels like you might have felt like your life was a desert, like things were dried up and there was no hope coming. It's like the story in the Bible when you like dug your ditches and there's been like a famine and no rain and you just don't know what's happening, not understanding that not only is your rain gonna come because you held the faith, and even in the midst of this desert, right? You're in the desert praying for rain, you don't see any coming. You're trying to have faith and hold on, and it's getting really frustrated, right? And you're putting your vision out there, you're manifesting, you're scripting, you're doing the work, you're doing the 5 by 5, so you're doing all the steps and yet nothing is happening. Or to you it seems like nothing is happening, but this is what's about to happen: a motherfucking tsunami. It's about to go from like the desert part of your life where everything was dried up and you couldn't even see a cloud in the sky, to holy shit, the world is being flooded. Where's Noah at? Because I need to get on his boat. You know what I'm saying? Like, where's the ark? It's about to be that transformative for you. I feel that very strongly. Um, and for most of you, it's gonna have to deal with healing in a physical. No, sorry. They're saying healing emotionally and physically, as well as with and the healing of your energy with abundance. Okay, thank you, angels. Thank you, guys. Wow. Okay, so for a lot of people, oh, okay. Sorry, there's a lot of messages coming in. You slow down. Okay, so for many of you, there's gonna be like a flood of abundance, right? And I'm talking in love. I'm talking financially. I'm talking in your healing. Like all these different areas of your life are about to get this fucking huge tsunami. It's gonna I think it's Napoleon Hill. It's like when the riches finally do come, you're gonna wonder where they've been all this time, right? So it's literally like some of you are going from rags to riches at this time. Some of you are going from like singlehood to you just met your freaking divine counterpart, and this is like the love that you could have only dreamt of, right? Um, for some of you, it's gonna feel like a miraculous healing as well, as what I'm hearing in what they're telling me. So, wow, just be open to all the dopeness, right? Just be open. Just Literally just be open to it. Like a kid on Christmas. You ever see like a kid and they put something on the Christmas list and they're like, oh, I want like a red bike for Christmas, right? And then they're just like they sent it to Santa and then they go about their business because they just know on Christmas Day that they're gonna get their red bike, right? And so they don't need to harp about it, they don't need to stress about it, they don't need to worry about it, they don't need to write Santa 100 different letters because they know they put out in the universe and that's what they're gonna get back. These are things that you have put out into the universe, seeds that you planted. Some of them landed in that really fertile soil, right? Some of them did land on freaking dry land, right? Some of them landed on rocks, some of them fell into the seas, whatever. But there are a few of those seeds that landed in that fertile, rich soil of our soul, and ooh, baby, it's about to be lit for you. I'm so excited. So excited. DNA karma, healing that karma, healing those patterns. Some of you have been doing deep, deep, deep work at a soul level, right? And that's why the shit is coming up for you right now. And it's bringing the blessings, the abundance. For some of you, these blessings that are coming in, these seeming miracles, these acts of grace that are coming in, are things that have come from past lives. So there are seeds that you planted long ago. There's work that you did long ago in other lifetimes, across all other realms. And now it's like all coming together. It's like you finally learned the lessons that you needed to learn. You've done the healing. You released the soul contracts, all of these things, and now you're going to see it. And some of these are gifts from your ancestors as well, right? Like they're blessing you. It's kind of like like imagine your blessings like in a trust fund, right? And then like you got this huge inheritance and like you don't know, it's like from a great great uncle that passed away and they had to find like the last living relative and all of a sudden here you are and you're not expecting it. You don't even know what it is. You never even met this great uncle, but they're doing it by bloodline. And all of a sudden you come into this freaking estate and all this money and a business and like right, the list just keeps going on and you're like, holy shit, right? It's like Christmas and my birthday all wrapped into the one on crack, right? It's hilarious. I love it. And then we're going to end with the fairies coming through for you, bringing you a little earth magic. So just reminding you to connect with Gaia, right? Connect with the fairies, connect with the plants, connect with the animals, connect with your crystals. For many of you, I hope you guys have put your crystals out under the full moon. But if you didn't, do so. Sage them, cleanse them, whatever you need to do. But really tapping into the magic and connecting with Gaia at a deep level to help you stay grounded, help you stay centered, right? Gaia takes everything that's not working for our highest and greatest good energetically and will transmute it into some of the most beautiful, lush vegetation that you've seen on this planet. So really connecting with that and connecting with the fairies. They've been coming up a lot um this week. So that's a really important message. If you don't have any plants in your home and you can't get outside, sorry, you can't get outside, you should bring some plants into your home, right? To really connect with nature. Obviously weather permitting, it depends on where you're at. For those of you that can get outside, go sit next to a tree, maybe go leave an offering next to a tree or a bush or for the, birds or plants or however you need to do it to really just connect with that energy. Thank you for that, because now I'll go do that too. Okay. So yeah. I'm gonna leave it there, my beautiful divine feminines. But I love you more than anything. Know this forever. I love you. God loves you. Angels surround you. It's so great to see you guys again. And I will talk to you later. Bye, my beloveds.